Daber ben Israel Chulu, Isha Tazria, speak to the sons of Israel, a woman who's Mazria, Bigamara, Sof Bergimel Danida, Daf Lamed Aleph, Sof Lamed Aleph, Isha Mazras Tchila. So in the Gemara Nida, if a woman is aroused first, you let the Zachar, so she gives birth to a male. Atami Shlomar, we could say, the reason mitzad shishor shamayim nukvin gevor mind the churin, that the source of the feminine arousal is higher than the concept of the masculine arousal. Mind the churin nimshach ma shu ha'ara memitzcha, because the concept of mind the churin, the masculine arousal, is drawn from shema, which is a glimmer of mitzcha da'ak. Aval hamayim nukvin shorsha misag b'pnim misag. But the feminine arousal of feminine waters, they come from shem sag, that's in the inner concept of ak, the inner of ak. B'pnim misag. V'lo ha'ara ba'alma k'nizkar b'ger sekodesh, and not just a glimmer, like it is from mitzcha. K'nizkar Vayikra Kodesh B'Sofa V'Kamo Shekos V'Al Piarai Mehemna Reish Parshas Tisa Avna L'Mishkol Ba Da Yud, and like it's brought in the Rai Mehemna Parshas Tisa, the stone to weigh with is the Yud. Perush Yud Hainu Chachma, that Yud, it refers to Chachma. The B'Chachmas Beriru, that with wisdom you purify, you elevate the Nitzutzos. Hu nikrarak avna, so it's only called like a stone, like Gabi Amay Nukvin, in comparison to the feminine waters, Shu Kamos Chora, Shinishkel Salideh Ha'evan, which is like the things you're purchasing, which you weigh against the stone, Yikara Yosem Ha'evan Chulu, which weigh more than the stone, and so forth. So the stone is like the mind, the churin, the masculine waters, whereas the things you're purchasing and so forth that you weigh against it are like perhaps the feminine waters. And this is the concept of it, how when Yonasan and David cried more than Yonasan, he became greater in this. It's the concept that David, which is like Malchus, the feminine aspect, becomes greater than the mashpia to it. And the woman of valor is a crown for her husband. When explaining the concept of the land of Canaan, that the Canaan is like a seller, a salesman. V'zeu inyan Yisron ha'or, and this is the concept of the greatness of light, hanimshach ma'choshech tavka, that specifically comes from darkness. V'tov ma'od ze yitzer hara. So and very good refers to the evil inclination. And specifically from the darkness and from the bureau from below, with the concept of Ma'inukfin, that's where you have the greatness of light from the darkness. And therefore, when the woman is aroused first, that's a concept of a lot of arousal from below. Then you have a masculine birth, which is the concept of the right side being revealed. Then the right is in his right hand holds me. Because the tikkun is an inner light that's drawn through contraction and in strength and so forth, of al olam hatohu mibichnes hamakif. But the world of tohu, that's not through tzimtzum. It's an encompassing light that's revealed through the arousal from below, from the mind nukvin. It's the concept of halas and tzutzos. V'ayim berabos b'midbar parsha beis daf reish tezvav al pasuk pekod kol zachar. And look in Medrash Rabbah and Bamidbar concerning count all the males in Nachlas Hashem Banim Chulu, that the inheritance of Hashem are boys. V'Nachlas Havaya Hainu Tiferes, and the inheritance of Hashem of Havaya, that refers to Tiferes. K'mosh Kaz B'Zor Chelek Aleph Kuftes Vav Beis. So perhaps the Banim are Netzach and Hod, but in general the concept of the Nachala that we're talking about here are Banim. For Nachlas Yaakov, and this is the inheritance of Yaakov, like we said, Tiferes, Nachal Bli Mitzarim, which is an inheritance without end, without boundaries, Ki Tiferes Ola Ada Keser, because the Kavaim Tzai of Tiferes reaches up till Keser, that if you have male children, so you're reaching up very high, like he's explaining here, that this is reaches a revelation of the makif, of the world of tohu, from the feminine arousal that it reveals the masculine concept. And this is the concept of that the strength of the son is greater than the strength of the father, because the strength of the son comes from the feminine arousal, which is a mind nukfin that reaches up till tohu. The sag from Pnimi Sag. But Torah or Parshas Yisur b'dibur masculine ha'avos heinin merkava. Look in Torah or concerning how the avos of the merkava. V'zelashono ki yafek koach ben mekoach ha'av, because the strength of the son is greater than the strength of the father. U'kenod, as is known, shem me'aba ve'ima nimshachu rak mochin dezir anpin, that from the mother and the father are drawn only intellect of Zah, but to draw down a drop, that comes from the essence. So the koach of the ben comes from the essence, whereas the koach of the father, of the av, is only a normal hamshacha of mochin. That's then under the quote. And that is to say, what does it mean that the sun comes from the etzmius? The drop comes from the essence. From keser, from arich and atik. And therefore the name Havaya isn't Tiferes. Or Parshas Noach, and look in Torah, where it talks about how we are one nation. So too in the Biurei Zohar, in Chayei concerning how the Holy One, blessed be He, is included from a very high place. Mashenki in the Keva Shosha Mibichnis Nukva. So that's the masculine, is from Tiferes, which is not the case if you give birth to an Nekeva. The source is from Malchus Nikres Bechinas Shem V'Ha'ara Ba'alma, which is called the concept of the name and only a glimmer. Like it's brought in the Mamar of Achrei. And also the source of the feminine is from Chochma, Abba Yisad Barta, like you brought before about Avnan Lamishkal Ba, the Yud, the concept of the concept is the father founds the daughter, Tainu Bechachma Yasad Aretz, that with wisdom he founded the earth. The Aretz is Malchus. Bereishis bara bechachmasa, then the beginning created with Chachma. Aval nachlas avaya banim, but the inheritance of Hashem is sons. Hainu ma'keser, That's a revelation of Keser, Shalamayla Ma'achachma, that's higher than Chachma. So Malchus, the revelation of Malchus from the mind of Churin first, so that's Nukva, that's Shorish is Chachma. But if you have mind Nukvin first, so then it's Shorish. So you have Nachlas Avaya Banim, which its Shorish is Keser, because of the Tiferes is in the Kavim Tzai. Finally, the Isha Mazras Trila, and that's through the female being aroused first, and purifying the animalistic soul from the world of Tol, before a king ruled for Bnei Israel. The Kamushikasu Val Pasuk Vahya Ben Abechor Lasniachulu, like it says that the firstborn will be to the hated one. That is to say that the firstborn son will be to the hated one, meaning the animalistic soul, and because of the pure nitzutzos from below, so you'll have a ben abechor, you'll have a firstborn son from the birur of the mind nukvin below. Mashikasuv konen shemaim bisfuna. So what about the pasuk that continues and says that he established the heavens with tfuna, with bina, but so that's lower than chachma, and shemaim in general is anpin or even tiferes, like we said here. So this corresponds with shemaim. And it comes from Tfuna, not from Chachma. We can say that this refers to the higher Shechina. Vayikra Isha Chayla Teres Baila Lagavi Chachma. And it's called the woman of valor that's a crown of her husband in comparison to Chachma. So this concept of tfuna here has a shorish above chachma, because the concept of the shrinta is a surrounding concept. So I guess it's makiv chachma. And further, that through the feminine arousal, that we purify from B'yitzirasiyah, She'olali Yisod De'ima, that goes up to Yisod Ima. Then this is also the concept of the female being aroused first. So you're arousing to Yisod Ima, so that's Konen Shemaim Bisfuna, because you have a Ben Bechor, or you have the concept of a son being born, and that comes from the mother, because you've aroused so the Malchus goes up to Bina to arouse Yisod Ima, to give birth to the masculine concept of Ziranpin. And this is known that the arousal from below of Ima, it's through self-sacrifice. When you say Echad, to give up your life. When you say Hashem Echad, so that's my nukvin of Ima. And therefore you have this concept of establishing the heavens, that he stretched forth his right hand and created the heavens. So too you have this concept of the unity of the external concept of Av and Ima Lachachios Olamos, to enliven the worlds. Nimshach Me'elav, this happens automatically. So that's the masculine giving first. So that's a Mshach Av Ima from Abba to Ima, that you have first the arousal from above, from of the masculine, that's just chitzonius Abba and Ima. That's the lower yichud. That the source of this hamshacha comes from chachma. Well, yichud b'nimius Abba v'Ima, but the inner unity of Abba and of the mother and the father, nimshacha yidei halas mein nukvin the Ima, that's aroused from the feminine concept that Ima is aroused. So that's the pnimius yichud starts from Ima. V'zeu Isha mizras tchila. And that's the concept of Kohen Shemayim B'Sfuna. That's why specifically, even though we said before that the Ben Zachar, the concept of the son, is a concept of Tiferes Banim that reaches up to Keser, but it's also a concept of coming from Ima. The mother gives birth specifically because the mother, the Halas Ma'inukrin of the mother, is a Pnimis Yichud, and also it's a concept of again, also a concept of Mesiras Nefesh Be'echad and Shchintay La. V'zeu Isha Mizras Tchila, and this is the concept of the feminine being aroused first. V'azayule the Zachar, then you have the birth of a masculine concept. Shatiba Nimshach Ma'atik Ulamayla Yosir Chulu, that the drop is drawn down from Matik and even higher.